Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers. Yo, you're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats. You'll meet Koopas and Troopas, the princess and the others. Hanging with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers. To the
talk about what Comic Relief is and what your personal take is on it.
Okay, I've just got to get into character. Okay, this is a typical Red Nose Day Red Nose, and it's every 2 years. Comic Relief is an organisation. It was set up in 1985, 28 years ago, primarily by Richard Curtis, who is the guy behind Blackadder, Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, Love Actually. So he's a comic writer, he's a director, and he just saw what was happening in Africa with communities where kids were dying from malaria, when things like mosquito nets costing very little could help, or drugs that cost a few pennies a treatment, and yet people couldn't afford it. What could we do that and to help that? And also back in England, there is still a lot of deprivation and poverty, particularly amongst children. And so they set up Comic Relief to do something about this and address both things in Britain and things in Africa. And he got the comedy circuit, the people, the comedians and actors and actresses on board with him, and started to do every other year a Red Nose Day. And this thing has just grown and grown. It's now got two strands to it, because the alternate years now is Sport Relief, which is a bit like Comic Relief, but with a slight sport emphasis to it.
Yeah, it's like Comic Relief, but more sweat.
Yeah. But they tend to be funny as well. I mean, some people would say, well, it isn't actually that funny. I happened to meet this guy about 3 years ago. You'll recognise him?
I do, but the name is...
It's Eddie Izzard.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Comedian and actor.
Tremendous comedian, yeah.
Eddie ran round the United Kingdom, all four nations, England, Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland. He did about 32 marathons in about 45 days.
Wow,
Yeah,
wait, 32 marathons, that's 26 miles?
Well, some days he'd do 30 miles because the towns weren't evenly placed for marathons.
And no one would give him a ride after
he
26 miles.
Wasn't allowed. I mean, he was allowed a ride when he got to the finishing point.
Right.
But I was driving back to Harrogate one afternoon from Ripon, which is 10 miles north of here, and I saw this guy running along the road carrying a St George flag. I thought, that's a bit weird. And as I drove past and looked at him, it was Eddie Izzard. That's Eddie Izzard. So I pulled into a lay-by and waited, and his support vehicle pulled into the same lay-by to his camera crew to film him as he ran past. So I got chatting to them and I said, where's he finishing tonight? And they said, oh, Harrogate. And so I thought, oh, I live there. So we asked what time he was arriving, and my daughter and I went and met him when he arrived.
Wow, that's great.
He raised over £1 million doing that.
Huh. For comic relief or for sports relief?
I think that was for sport relief. But because it's got this strong link with the comic side,
Yeah.
comedians do it. Another comedian last year cycled from Paris to Calais. He then rowed a boat from Calais to Dover across the English Channel. And then he ran the equivalent of 3 marathons the next 3 days to London.
Wow.
And you won't know him. His name's John Bishop. He's a comedian from Liverpool. And then another guy last year cycled one of those Asian like bicycle taxis.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep.
Four-wheeled vehicles.
Yep.
And he cycled one of those from the north of England to London. I think it nearly killed him.
Wow. Now what is it? Oh no, go ahead, Graham. I don't
So
want to
that's the level of like celebrities doing things, but then the public do things, and you'll get people in shopping malls or in the street sitting in a bath of baked beans for 24 hours, or custard or something like that.
something we should do in Boston. The baked beans.
Yeah. Do you have baked beans in the States?
Well, they call it Beantown for some reason. I don't know why they refer to Boston as Beantown. I mean, I've lived here for a long
I
time.
tweet the other day, and I said, "Where's Beantown?" And she said, "Oh, Boston."
Well, I mean, it's so weird. Like, it's not like we grow a lot of beans here, you know. And it's certainly not a common food that people eat. I don't know.
We associate you more with tea.
Oh, yeah, because we threw it over, we caused trouble.
I won't mention war. I did once, and I think I got away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So the public do things, and people will dress up in the most ridiculous outfits and go to work dressed like that, or school or something. My daughter's school will often, they pay £1 to go to school dressed up in a ridiculous outfit. But the other level that it works, and works very well, is at the corporate level, where they get businesses will often match fund money raised by their employees for comic relief or sport relief. And when you get the actual Red Nose Day, which is the 15th of March this year, so it's in about 2 weeks' time, they will have a big show in the evening on BBC television, and it will go the whole evening. All the normal programmes are kicked off, and you just have this long marathon programme going on. And they'll get people in the audience with these great big cheques from charity, from businesses for Red Nose Day.
Wow.
And like supermarkets and banks and other big businesses sent along a representative. You know, we've raised £100,000. So it works at all different levels very well.
Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. You got it! It's the Mario! Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. Come on now, just